Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local news for Tuesday, March 31st, 2026. Nearly a day after her car rolled over, a woman was found dead in the open desert in Joshua Tree. Sometime on Saturday, the California Highway Patrol says that a Toyota Camry was driving eastbound on Aberdeen Drive near Center Avenue in Joshua Tree. They identified the driver as Sherry Williams, a 48-year-old resident of Joshua Tree. The CHP says that Williams was driving at high speed when she drove off the dirt road south of Aberdeen Drive. They say the Toyota overturned and Williams was ejected from the car. The CHP says that she was not wearing a seatbelt and alcohol consumption is being investigated as a factor. At some point, Williams succumbed to her injuries. On Sunday at around 11:45 a.m., a person driving down Aberdeen Drive noticed the damaged Toyota and called 911. Law enforcement and medical personnel arrived on scene, and Williams was pronounced deceased by Morongo Basin Ambulance. A suspicious vehicle at a deceased man's home led to 2 arrests for investigation into burglary. On Saturday at around 10:51 a.m., San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies responded to a report of suspicious circumstances at a home in the 72,300 block of Sunny Slope Drive in 29 Palms. A neighbor who says that the home's owner had recently died noticed a suspicious car in the driveway and called the sheriff's department. Deputies arrived and contacted 2 people associated with the vehicle. Deputies say that Donna Olinger, a 47-year-old resident of Fontana, had an active warrant for forgery and charges related to identity theft. Deputies say that Scott LaPresley, a 62-year-old resident of 29 Palms, was in possession of property taken from inside the home. Both Olinger and LaPresley were taken into custody. Deputies are still investigating their method of entry into the home. LaPresley is out on bail and facing active felony charges for allegedly burglarizing a home in Wonder Valley in 2024. Donna Olinger was arrested on suspicion of burglary and her active felony warrants. She is being held at the West Valley Detention Center on $310,000 bail. Scott LaPresley was arrested on suspicion of burglary and possession of a controlled substance. He has been released on bail. The Joshua Basin Water District meets on Wednesday morning for a special meeting. Robert Hayden has the rundown.
On Wednesday at 9 a.m., the Joshua Basin Water District are meeting to discuss a number of items that can affect Joshua Tree residents. First up, a discussion on the county's sewer exploration for Joshua Tree. Currently, there are plans and money earmarked by the county to explore the possibility of a sewer system in Joshua Tree, possibly opening up the area to larger developments that would require tying into a wastewater treatment system. The board will also discuss chromium-6 testing and will vote on whether to approve a $300,000 ion exchange treatment pilot program for reducing the heavy metal from the Basin District's water. Chromium-6, or hexavalent chromium, is a naturally occurring element found in rocks, plants, and groundwater. It's also a result from industrial processes. In October of 2024, the California State Water Resources Control Board set a new standard for how much of this heavy metal can occur in our drinking water. The federal standard is 100 parts per billion. The standard in California was half of that federal level, 50 parts per billion, and the Joshua Basin Water District's levels were coming in at less than half of that old standard, with a measurement of 23 parts per billion in January of 2026. However, California's new regulation has dropped the acceptable standard even further to just 10 parts per billion. Joshua Basin Water District released an information page on the heavy metal where they compare a part per billion to a single drop of water in an Olympic-sized swimming pool or a pinch of salt on a ton of potato chips. And on January 19th, the JBWD board had a lengthy discussion on the chromium-6 treatment plan, and a rough estimate put treatment plan costs in a range from $20 to $60 million, a cost that would have to be passed on to customers through rate increases. Also on the agenda, a $100,000 bid proposal for the Belmont Pipeline project and a risk and resilience assessment and updated emergency response plan. That's all happening at a special meeting of the Joshua Basin Water District Board of Directors at their headquarters in Joshua Tree, located at 61750 Choyita Road. You can find a link to the full agenda and remote meeting links, as well as our previous reporting on the possible Joshua Tree sewer system. That's all at Z107.7FM.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
The meeting of the High Desert Water District Board of Directors scheduled for tomorrow has been canceled. The board will meet next on April 16th. The town of Yucca Valley's Recreation Department shared the results from last weekend's Healthy Hearts 5K run and 2K walk. The top male finishers were Matt Clausen in first with a time of 20 minutes and 58 seconds, followed by O. Sosa Jr. and Jerry Moscato. In female finishers, Jennifer Irvine came in first with a time of 22 minutes and 22 seconds, followed by Shannon Anderson and Alicia Murrow. And as one of Yucca Valley's annual running events concludes, registration opens for the next. The town of Yucca Valley is inviting runners, walkers, and fitness enthusiasts of all ages to participate in their 35th annual Grub Stakes run, featuring a 10K, 5K, and 2K walk. The community event will be happening on May 24th, beginning at 8 a.m. at the Yucca Valley High School Stadium. The event is open to all fitness levels and features a competitive 10K and 5K, as well as a non-competitive 2K walk. Participants can register online now at yucca-valley.org. Early registration is available through May 3rd at a reduced rate of $30 per person. And finally, the Creative Cafe returns this week with a focus on map making. The Creative Cafe is a weekly drop-in art session hosted by local artist Jillian Sandell. She will bring examples of maps and art and creative ways to draw maps and lead a collaborative map-making activity. The Creative Cafe is open to all ages and skill levels, and donations are accepted on a sliding scale. They meet tomorrow at noon at the Food for Thought Cafe at the Joshua Tree Retreat Center. Reservations are not required. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.